Greetings, Earthlings. This is Ham Radio Now, episode 153. And we're going back to Dayton to look at a couple of folks who make stuff. So tell me who you are.
Okay, my name's Al, and I'm an NN4ZZ.
And what's your product?
I sell products that are designed to help amateur operators work on their towers and antennas from the ground without having to climb ladders. So this product here is called the TiltPlate, and this is for Yagi antennas, and it lets you operate or work on your Yagi antenna at the ground level.
Yeah, so I think if this is for a tilt-over tower? Or
Yeah, this is for typically tilt-over crank-up type towers.
So the problem is you tilt over your tower and your antenna slams into the ground.
Exactly. The tips of the elements hit the ground, so you really end up on a 16 or 18-foot ladder trying to work on the antenna or the rotator. And this product lets you actually tilt the tower all the way to the ground so that everything is down at chest level.
And as you're aiming toward the ground, it's flattening out the antenna.
Exactly, I can show you that here. So what you're seeing here is this represents the mast of your tower, and this is the tilt plate that bolts onto your mast. This represents the boom of your antenna, and this represents your elements. Of course, your boom and elements would be much longer, and the boom would be longer as well. So when you're in the upright position, everything is as normal. As you tilt the tower over, what you're going to see at about this point here is that you'll notice that the movable plate with the boom on it is starting to move. So that now as your tower comes completely horizontal, you'll notice that the elements of the antenna are also parallel to the ground. So now you've got the tower, the boom, and the elements all close to the ground. You can get to every part of your antenna, including the rotator on your tower and all parts of your tower.
Okay, so this has added some stuff, and it doesn't. What is it? Aluminum? Is it fairly lightweight, or are we adding a big wind and weight load?
Okay, but what you're basically adding is about 30 pounds of weight for this standard model. As far as a wind load addition, this basically replaces your boom mast plate. So what you're doing is you're getting about a net gain of about 1 square foot of wind load and about 30 pounds of vertical weight. So it's not a whole lot. And again, this is the medium-size model, our most popular model. We make a smaller model for lighter antennas and a larger one for the very heavy antennas up to 250 pounds.
What do people need to be concerned about in particular if they're going to add this to their antenna system? Anything to worry about?
Nothing in particular to worry about. What we find is that a lot of people with the large antennas will actually put the plate on the tower first, then mount the boom and build the antenna right on here. So what that allows you to do is a person can build it completely on their own. You don't need help. You don't have to lift a 200 or 150 pound antenna. So you can actually build it right there on the ground.
Okay, so I'm thinking of strength. Is when you put this system onto your antenna system, are you compromising strength in any way?
I would say not, and in fact, I've got a link on my website that will show an installation where this tilt plate was mounted on a tower in Colorado that was hit by a tornado. The tower was completely destroyed and twisted. The antenna was destroyed. The only salvageable part on the whole assembly was the tilt plate. So it's very robustly built.
Okay, so you're not guaranteeing it will survive a tornado, but you've got an example of one that did.
That's right. And
your lawyer is going to thank me for saying that.
And also I will say that because we know people put expensive antennas on these, we wanted to be sure that our product would not be the single point of failure. So we want to make it very robust. It's a 1/2 inch thick aluminum. All the bearings are very heavy duty. The shaft is aluminum. All the hardware is stainless steel. We have 4 U-bolts holding the mast, which is much or more than most vendors give you, so you won't have any problem with slippage. We have 4 U-bolts for the boom, and we have U-bolts holes drilled to support booms from 1 inch up to 3 inches.
How much does this product go for?
This model here is $750. We have a larger model that's $895 and a smaller model that's $700.
Okay, what typical beams will each of those support?
So we support anything from a compact 3-element tri-bander all the way up to the largest antennas like the Dream Beam 42, which is a 250-pound stepper antenna. So we support the whole range.
Nothing is too big?
Not yet. And all the specs are on our website.
How about that 40-meter Moxon I saw over there?
We could do that too.
All right, and you got a couple other products quickly for other style antennas?
We have a product for the Hexbeams. It's called the HexLock. What this allows you to do is you mount your hex beam right up above the lock, and as you're tilting the tower over with the hex beam, This will unlock, and you can actually rotate the hex beam up so you can also work on that from the ground level. And then it locks again in the vertical position. So that's for the hex beams. It adds about 11 or 12 pounds to the weight total. This product is what we call the QuadLock. It's for a cubical quad antenna. Over on this side, you can see where the U-bolts hold the spreaders for a quad. So you have one of these locks for each element in your quad. I've got a 3-element quad. We've got a customer in Florida that's got a 4-element quad. And you have one of these devices for each element. In the upright position, this lock prevents the element from rotating on the boom. As you tilt the tower over, the lock unlocks, and when the tower gets tilted over and the quad's about to hit the ground, you grab the end of it and you rotate each element flat, so you have now 3 or 4 elements pancaked together, and you can bring the entire tower down to ground level. So we had a customer that single-handedly built his own 4-element quad, 5-band, and he built it without ever having to get off the ground.
So I'm glad I was finally able to get that product. So that's it for this episode of Ham Radio Now. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. 73, everybody. I'm Gary Pierce, KN4AQ. Over and out.